is our Royal Navy formation flypast, consisting of 3 aircraft from Navy Wings based out of Yeovilton. The Flying Navy Heritage Trust is a charity brand behind the Navy Wings. It works together to bring Britain's greatest naval aviation heritage and relies on public donation to support its work in maintaining and presenting the aircraft you're about to see. The Stinson Reliant, the Westland Wasp, and the Harvard. They are joined by the Gazelle Squadron, and the aircraft there is 4 Gazelle helicopters, as you can see. The lead one, that blue ex-Empire Test School one. Number 2 is the Diamond Formation, is the ex-Royal Air Force. Number 3 is the ex-Royal Navy from 705 Squadron. Number 4 from the original Royal Navy 705 Squadron, built back in 1975. They're only coming through once in this formation. Oh, twice I've been told by the flying display director. Oh, they're doing a bit of a bend. Excellent. Thanks, Mike. So our flight display directors told me they're actually going to come back as well. Then the Gazelles are going to peel off and head back. So they're going to come up from left to right, then go back from right to left, and then the Gazelles will peel off. Get your cameras ready. Led by Westland Wasp XT435. His left, a beautiful Stinson Reliant. His right, and followed behind by the 4 Gazelles. Turn around and come back to face it from right to left. We were hoping to have the Black Cats here this weekend, the official Royal Navy helicopter display team. But as a mark of respect to the Royal Navy helicopter display team and their colleagues within the Royal Navy, they were joined from the instruments being shown. And of course, we understand why. Because of the incidents in the channel this weekend. Everybody was understand the decision on the tragic incident in this channel this week. But a fantastic way to open the flying display here today. Now watch the Gazelles will peel off. They're going to head back, land, refuel, and they'll be back later on this afternoon. They're going to be displaying about 4:20 this afternoon. You can hear that rasping engine from the Harvard. That's the tip of the propeller going supersonic. Did some time in Harvard itself. They look big. Trust me, inside there's not a lot of room to move around. My favorite aircraft up there is that Stinson. That is a beautiful, unique aircraft. So once the Gazelles leave the formation, the Navy Wings aircraft will then also break up on individual displays, which will come back in on their own. We're going to be left with Stinson doing his display. Ladies and gentlemen, Navy Wings. pitot version, powered by the Rolls-Royce Nimbus 103 turbo shaft. Just over 1,000 horsepower, shaft horsepower. So not a lot. Speed at 120 miles an hour, but you'll probably be cruising near 190 miles an hour. As you can see, it's got that fixed landing gear, made it very stable on rocking ships. Some people refer to it as the bed state landing gear, bed. But those 4 points make it very stable landing on rocking, moving boats. You fly up to 12,000 feet, so clearly that's got pressurized cabin. Crew, one pilot, up to 4 go on board. As I said, it's special forces role, they put skids on the outside. Commandos with 6 on the outside. Also famous for some activities down in the Falklands campaign as well. The Wasp was big. It was this aircraft job to bring the torpedo home for the aircraft charges. At that time, it was a huge step forward for stand-up aircraft delivery technology. The Wasp HS Mark I was introduced in service in 1964. With, as I said, Wessex Seaplanes, ready for active service in the South Atlantic. It can carry out a Mark 46 and Mark 42 torpedoes, depth charges, regionally aimed wide-body air to surface missiles. Those can load as well as rescue. So, gravely down the torpedoes, the gravity for there against them. Desperate need for rotary aircraft to move supplies and personnel around the island. And a lot of the Wasps, regardless of the frigates, helped out moving troops and badly needed supplies forward. And of course, in April of '82, the Argentina submarine, the Santa Fe, was spotted by Wessex. With Wessex that they attacked with depth charges. And Plymouth, the destroyer, launched the Westland Wasp with a Mark I torpedo. HMS Brilliant also launched their aircraft with a Lynx. So this aircraft has a long battle history. Disposed of by the Royal Aircraft before the Navy wings took over the operation. Navy wings operate hands basically on the opposite side of the runway, which is the opposite. As I said, all of these aircraft that you see from Navy wings are only kept in the air thanks to German operations. As I said earlier, you will hear this rasping sound coming from the harbour. It's the tip of the propeller, not the engine making the noises. Definitely hear it as it goes fast. So this particular aircraft is a T6. Golf November Whiskey Hotel Foxtrot. Primary role, as I said, is a trainer. By Pratt Whitney 1340, Wasp rated This again helps the pilot to understand the relationship between speed and power. You'll notice now as the hover goes up into a barrel roll, it's rolling the aircraft around the top, and then we'll trade off that height for speed. Most of the aerobatic maneuvers that you'll see him do is firm favourite many pilots. A number of aircraft still flying. Reno, if you go to the air races there, you see Havilland racing. Displaying solos with formation teams worldwide. Very popular, very steady, and confident aircraft. It's recognised as a standard stepping stone, as I said, for all bigger wheelbirds. The jet helicopter disciplines then themselves to piston into tailwheel aircraft. So yeah, you can fly a jet, you can fly a helicopter. When you go on to something with tailwheel, so Navy wings, they operate Swordfish and Sea Fury, which is very, very fast version of the Spitfire. All the pilots who do any training on Navy wings, they will go on the Harvard first and get substantial training. That's before they're allowed anywhere near those more important aircraft. Stock effects have all brought the pilot's experience beyond the Navy wings initial training. Good to see him at the top push out. You notice how he didn't slow down that much as he's going into the vertical, and you wanted to get the nose down quick. It's very easy to stall at the top of those and then swing back down into your own space. So good flying. Taking off and landing in harbour from Reliant 1. Those of you that are into your Second World War aircraft, you look at that and you go, wow, that looks like a Lysander. Isn't that a Lysander? It does look a little bit like one. It's got that high wing, but once you get close up to it, notice it's very, very different. And it pretty much has the same role. It uses communications and navigation training. It's got a light climbing of 468 meters on the floor, range of about 850 miles, 21,000 feet. Cruises, as I said, about 120 miles an hour. That's a nice cruising speed. It was built by the Stinson Aircraft Company in Detroit, extensively by the Fleet Aero between 43 and 46. Navigation training and communications. Both aircraft are retired from the 1970 Air Force after the war and eventually became civilian and frequency wide. Nice high wing and getting into the field and take rough landings. Pretty big inside as well. It's a nice comfy leather seats in there. There you go. Very nice gentleman's carriage. So the Stinson Reliant, as I said, it's a high wing monoplane. Unwavering solid field, which is ideal suited. So with that high wing, it's got a very thick chord, so you can see the distance on the wing. It's got a very good loiter speed, so you can pull back on that throttle, just cruise along, eke out your fuel, perfect for communications, backfill communications. Just moving around that space and being able to look down inside you. It's 81 years old. Normally, a propeller-driven aircraft would not be able to just turn right at the top of a vertical penetration, and he can only do that because he's got so much extra power coming from those jet engines. So as I said, you can hear when he engages the jets. Watch now as he goes into the vertical. The jets are on, and he can control them left and right. And now he'll just hold the aircraft, turn within his own space, tumbling down back into his own smoke, disengaging the turbojets. those turbines turned off as he now goes back to his half-litre locating engine. Now you'll watch as well as this aircraft has ailerons on the top and bottom wings, so in effect it has 4 ailerons to do those snap rolls. He's got a roll rate of over 360 degrees a second. Literally like being inside a washing machine. In 1 second you've got 1.5 revolutions around. Now Richard keeps the aircraft inverted, so he's upside down, hanging on. It's 5-point harness. Clearly the light combing engine, it's an inverted fuel feed system. Snap rolling, now watch it's going to be. Watch those turbines back in line. That is very fast into the vertical. A normal pit special would not be climbing that fast. It's right up there with the Typhoon. Again, to engage the turbines, that means you can bring the aircraft slightly back, negative G, he's pushing out into a bump. And now normally the aircraft would start stalling because there's not enough air going over the wing, but because he's got all that extra power, he just pushes the button up, flick rolls the aircraft all the way down. Richard does a lot of time in the gym. He is built like an athlete. Now, as you can see, watch. Just rotates the aircraft back around in his own smoke at the same time. Now there is a version of that you can do with just propeller aircraft, the tail side, you can't do it that fast. You can tell you literally just stop the aircraft where you want to do it. It's almost like you put it in reverse and flicked it back on its tail. Again, snap rolling it, but still keeping the aircraft moving diagonally across. Normally when you do that with just pistons, you're going to wash off a lot of speed, and you're going to have to keep the nose pointing down. But because he's got so much power and so much extra speed, he can just keep the aircraft moving in a lateral direction. So, turbo jets are back in play, you can hear them. Again, we saw the Harvard trading off height for speed. He doesn't have to do that. At any time, he can execute areas that he wants because he has the power to do it. So he's going to bring the aircraft around to crowd center now. Get right towards us. Listen. You can hear them spooling up. Right on his back. Pitching the nose forward and literally just letting the aircraft fall on its back and all the time in control. As I said, with a propeller aircraft, once it starts to fall back like that, you have to pitch the nose down, get the air going over the wings, again, turbines engaged, rolling into the... Now he's going to pull back on the power, smoke off. And just a gyroscopic effect of the turbine blades turning the aircraft, letting it roll itself, keeping it nose pointing up, still nose pointing up, and then just at the last minute, pitching the aircraft on its back. Absolutely amazing. Massive control surfaces, those ailerons, heavily modified. They take up about 70-80% of the trading surfaces of the wing, so they give him a lot of roll. It's like if you send them first, because as you're turning, you're rushing off speed, but because it's got all that extra power, you can actually accelerate into its corkscrew and go up at the same time. Again, only this aircraft could do this, or only this fits with the jet turbine. That shouldn't be able to do that. That aircraft should be stalling and falling out in the sky. But because he's got those turbines on him, that means he can do something that defies. Here he comes from the left.
One more.
And the Havilland Vampire, the FB-52, was the export version of what we would call the UK Mark 6. And it served the Royal Norwegian Air Force from 1949 to 1957. This aircraft with the markings PX-K was built in 1952, carrying serial number 705. Swiss Air Force as J1196 until 1990. French Ranger bought it.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah, it's just like take one foot each of every plane. Yeah. And we just watch the red, or video. Watch the red.
Back in 2011.
Hi!
T-55, Stinson Reliant. They also operate on the Gazelle Squadron. Last of the engine. A big thanks to Tintin, Brigadier Tintin, and thank you for flying all the way from Norway, went to Ireland, did a show there, came back over to Scotland, did our show. Now he's going to head straight on back to Ireland and display later on today as well. 50 horsepower Pratt & Whitney radial engine, has a 10-foot diameter propeller. Engine's almost 17 litres, that's 9 times bigger than the average family. So here they are, up top. Let's get ready for welcome. Aerobatics wing walking team. You can see the girls on top, watch them waving. We're going to listen in to Dave call out some instructions from the cockpit. They're upside down, strapped on top of a wing. Why? Why would you do that? We should point out these girls interviewed for this, so they're not forced to do it. They want to do it. So we're going to listen in, see if Dave calls out some legs sticking up in the air, not their arms. Now both aircraft will move out to the left and right. We're going to reposition. The ladies on top will reposition themselves as well. We're going to have a seat. The Dave calling out every maneuver as he executed. Clearly, his reciprocal pilot cannot see it because he's going in the opposite direction. Oh, that looks close, doesn't it? Now the ladies correcting themselves, feet back down, on top of the wing. Get ready for a 45 cross. Now Dave diving the aircraft down to 200 feet. He's going to come in close. We did tell him yesterday if he wanted to come in a little bit closer he could. So let's get a good view. Get ready. That was close. 45 cross. Now they're going to get into an opposition rejoin. Still in the So both ladies are qualified in this. They've been doing it between 4 and 7 years apiece. Spend a lot of time in the gym. As I said, they're doing about 150 miles an hour in the dive. Give them away. Now, not happy with just sitting on the front of the aircraft. The aircraft are so you can see how they're back up, but instead of being in front of the harness, they're actually behind it, standing on the top of the cockpit. Now there's something you don't see every day. See the ladies in the cockpit? How do they do that? I can hardly tie my shoelaces up. Been flying that aircraft since 1983, over 40 types. He's got over 7,000 hours. That's a lot on aircraft. Also a top pilot through the Islander for 5 years. And a sling speed. And this aircraft, the Extra, was originally built for dominating the world aerobatic scene. As you can see, very accomplished pilot. That's a wing over. That's your traditional wing over. But he then corrected it, boot full of rudder, and bunted the aircraft onto its back. Powered by a Lycoming engine. Unlike the jet assisted pens, you'll notice he will be trading off height for speed. Rolling Cuban. Oh, flicked out the top. Boot full of rudder. Hard back on the stick. Tom started aerobatics back in 1992. Flying Sainsbury's. Tiger Trophy.
I was gonna save it for the big one.
And then started flying the Lynn 50. Then advanced level. Competes regularly in national these extra NGs go-to aircraft on next generation. Extremely light, extremely powerful. They are actually two-seaters, so you can go along for a ride. You want to feel what 9G snap rolls feel like. Another wing over. Just humbling the aircraft there. Best way to glide an aircraft is power trouble. And a lot of very accomplished pilots that they know from the airshow scene, they started off their flying career by doing gliding. Guards around the world, it's out to Army, Air Force, Navy as well. You can get in and out of rough airfields. So from the left, the Royal Canadian Air Force C-130J. Even with the advent of the A400 and the C-17s, which are the new variants or the new versions for tactical airlift, the Hercules will continue to provide tactical support in both logistics, maritime patrol, special operations, gunship versions, air-to-air refueling. It really is the drop the back door, but they can fly along. Obviously when they're doing parachute jumps, the parachutes can come out the side doors, but also some of them can come out the back. And if they're doing pallet loads, or they're dropping off supplies, jeeps, armored personnel, yep, it looks like the rear door is open. So have a look inside the rear door, see if you can see someone. The loadmaster, Colleen McFarlane. Also Master Corporal Michael's in there. Disaster relief. The UN keep a very large fleet of them as well. And because of their ubiquitous supply of spare parts and trained crews, as well as trained technicians, as I said, they will continue to be operated for many, many years to come. So for the last and final pass, I'd say a big thanks. Congratulations for 100 years of the Royal Canadian Air Force, the C-130J Hercules. As they run through. Used for battlefield observation, for light transport, reconnaissance. The British Army also used them for air observation posts, where they would direct artillery fire on the enemy. The early version of the Navic missile as well. So here they come, ladies and gentlemen. The Gazelle team. As I said, it's a pretty fast helicopter as well. Normally helicopters will be cruising around 140. It's pretty average speed. But these can cruise at about 164 miles per hour and a maximum speed of 193. And it still to this day holds the record for the fastest single-engine helicopter ever manufactured. The team operate from the base at Langley Airfield near Wantage. It's normally made up of ex-Army Air Corps, Royal Marine and Royal Navy aircraft on stand. Hopefully, someone will reach out and will have their time in service. Then number 3 on the left side, that's an ex-Royal Navy HT2 from the 705 Squadron, Royal Naval Air Station called Rose. It's had the registration of XW857 and it was used by the Sharks display team. So the Sharks. So the team leader calling all the aircraft back into position once number 4 gets in position. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time today, we have to say a big thanks to, now coming in from our left, Cessna 172, Dram. So you'd be very familiar with that Continental engine sound. I remember my check rides, I think it was about 60 knots or something, to get these things down to. Okay, approaching the water. It's a very shallow descent, quite surprised, but watch the step. You see how he's keeping the aircraft powered up, not letting it settle. And then power, back up off the step. Back into the airborne. Flaps didn't look full on that, looked about 15 degrees to me. So he obviously knew he wasn't going to come to a complete stop. But that is a first for me. Splash and go.
So the aircraft that we see here is a Hercules, also is the Hawk, and is the longest continuous British aircraft in history, with original production in a Lockheed company way back in 1954. From that 70 years, the aircraft has continued to demonstrate its brilliant design as the most versatile aircraft in history. It's outfitted with defensive systems capable of decoying infrared and ranging missiles, and has an impressive array of communications capability. You can see Josh and his crew dropping that transport door to look closely, and you'll see some of the wave markers getting your way. If you look wave back, they will definitely see you. She's also capable of air with American dynasty. Okay folks, let's give it up for Josh and the C-130J from the United States Air Force. Give it up there, come on!
Ladies and gentlemen, Royal Air Force Typhoon Display 2024. Turbo breaks away from the crowd down the watch as it goes into a 9G turn. Send that aircraft up to 12,000 feet above us in full reheat. Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Air Force Typhoon Display 2024. I'm not going to talk a lot when the Lancaster is flying because you just need to hear those Merlins and not me go on. So let's just stand back, listen, and remember why these aircraft are flying. Least we forget. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, Lancaster. My job. It's 3 hours and 10 minutes on its airframes. It had many excursions with mapping, and it also ended up at 44 Squadron throughout the years. And 44 Squadron actually saved this aircraft from going into the scrap heap like a lot of the others did. Thanks to the BBMF, thanks to all of the pilots and the aircraft that helped make this a successful flying day. Don't forget tomorrow as well, there's lots going on site. But for now, final pass, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, Lancaster Bomber, the City of Lincoln.